Hello, and welcome to another Broken Binding unboxing. This, my friends, is The Dark Forest by Cixin Liu, the science fiction subscription book for December. Obviously, we are now in January, but hey, this is coming from overseas, and we have the holidays in there. It is what it is. I actually received this a couple days ago, but due to a little bit of just, chaos of my own around the holidays, it's a little bit delayed. Hey, better late than never, right? So there we have our silver wrapping paper for the science fiction subscription. I was going to say a three-body problem, but it's really just the sci-fi in general that has the silver, from what I've seen for the first book, The Three-Body Problem, and what I've seen for the Andy Weir titles. So anyways, this is the second book in the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy, also known as the Three-Body Problem trilogy. This one in particular, I guess in the UK, is known as the Three-Body Problem trilogy, hence the sticker. So, there is the incredible exclusive artwork by Jeff Brown. Man, Jeff Brown has really been kicking ass with Broken Binding in particular. He did the artwork for the Sci-Fi series. He did the artwork for the Tad Williams fantasy titles, which, by the way, I have one of those that I'm unboxing tomorrow, which is, part one of To Green Angel Tower. If I destroy you, what business is it of yours? So, look at that. That is spectacular. Jeff Brown does a phenomenal job. End paper artwork by Peng Lu and Ricky Ho. I wasn't sure if it was going to be artwork by both of them or one of them. Apparently it's been, a little varied. So we have some nice little stamping on the cover. Of course, we have our sprayed edges. That looks fantastic. This is, of course, translated by Joel Martinsen, which is what the the English translation was done by for this. It's kind of funny. I mean, Ken Liu, no relation to Cixin Liu, translated the first volume, The Three-Body Problem, and then he actually comes back and translates the third volume, Death's End, I believe is the name of the third one. But he did not translate the one in the middle. That was Joel Martinsen who did that. So one of the things you need to know is that the sci-fi titles are not necessarily signed by the author. So the Andy Weir titles were signed by Andy Weir. The Cixin Liu ones, however, are just stamped. So that's Cixin Liu's stamp, but not his actual signature. No, if you want a fancy edition of his signature, or a fancy edition of this title with his signature, you'll have to go to Subterranean Press. Sub Press did I believe it's an oversized limited edition, which is actually signed by Cixin Liu. I believe they also did, I don't know if they did The Wandering Earth. I know they did Hold Up the Sky. I don't think they did Ball Lightning. Supernova Era, I know they did, and of Ants and Dinosaurs, I know they did. Of Ants and Dinosaurs was done with the Cretaceous Past, I believe is the name it went before here in the U.S. But this being from the U.K. is going to obviously have the U.K. titles, which is totally fine. So, I have not read this series. I've heard superb things about it. I know it has to deal with kind of communications with extraterrestrial life, with a breakdown of factions here on Earth who all have their own individual goals in mind. I know the Dark Forest, the titular Dark Forest, is the theory that other extraterrestrial life out there is remaining silent for fear of their own protection. The concept that, if there is other life out there, they are both silent and hostile. And in order to preserve themselves, they have remained silent for fear of, retaliation from other worlds, such as our own. Which, I hate to say it, but I mean, based on just the history of mankind here in, on Earth, that's probably a good call. Because, if there's a will, there's a way. And I feel like as a planet, we would totally try to, invade other planets if given the chance. Oh man, it's gonna just turn into StarCraft. I was gonna say Star Trek, but they're seeking out peace in Star Trek. StarCraft, you got the factions that are just going at all-out war, but hopefully not nothing like that. But anyways, I know this won all sorts of awards, so I'm excited to dive in and actually give it a read. Am I imagining it, or was there a fine press like Curious King or Conversation Tree Press that hinted at doing this series? I may have imagined it, because I'm trying to think now of it being on the docket for any of those, and I don't recall it being on there, but who knows? I mean, Conversation Tree Press has been kicking ass with these science fiction titles, so it would probably be right up their alley in case we ever get a nice letterpress treatment to Cixin Liu's titles. But as it currently stands, there are several nice editions out there for Cixin Liu's titles that you can pick up for yourself. This Broken Binding edition was exclusive to the science fiction subscription series that they have, where every 2 months you get a title, so as bi-monthly. So I won't get the third title, Death's End, until February, or possibly March if it has, any sort of mail delays going on. But as far as fancier editions go, even though this is just pretty much a fancy trade edition, there is, as I mentioned, the Subterranean Press editions, which are oversized and very nice quality paper, nice sewn binding, should have cloth boards. They're probably going to be a little bit on the pricier side. You have to go to the secondary market. But I believe Head of Zeus also had their own limited edition or their own signed edition. I don't know how much it was limited to over in the UK. I know I've seen copies for sale in the secondary market of, it's almost like an omnibus. It's all 3 titles in one single volume, which is signed by Cixin Liu. So that is also available. But I would say of the ones available, if you want the absolute fanciest edition, you have to seek out the Subterranean Press edition. Or, like I said, if you want a fancy trade edition, then perhaps the Broken Binding title is the one for you. If there are any leftovers outside of their subscription, they should eventually go on sale over on their website. But if you want to, get one of these titles for yourself, not necessarily this title, because this title will be sold out, be sure to join the wait list for either the fantasy subscription or the sci-fi subscription. It's a huge wait list, but I mean, there are some very nice fancy trade editions once you do get on that train. Or if you want to keep living vicariously through me, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I am going to stick around on the fantasy and sci-fi subscriptions for as long as I possibly can. So month after month, there'll be plenty of unboxing videos from me. Once I do read the title, I will also do a full book review on my channel as well, so plenty for you to check out. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Please check out the Broken Binding, and we'll see you around next time.